Back on the Chamber Report, time now for you to meet one of the many members of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. And I gave you a little tease. He is new to the Chamber, but boy, he's jumped in big time. You know, one of the benefit of this membership show piece was networking. Well, Noah's jumping all over that. His name is Noah Taylor. He is with a company called Retirement Nationwide, which kind of says a lot of things. Noah, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Chamber.
Thanks for having me.
All right, 2024, we're going to cover a couple of questions that I've got. But first, tell everybody about the company that is Retirement Nationwide.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the company Retirement Nationwide, it got started back in 1985 by Jim Lesk, who's got a background in finance, over 40 years of experience. So it's been an honor of mine to work with him and be coached by him. And I've done my best to help my clients the same way he has. And yeah, I'm the Minnesota Regional Director of Retirement Nationwide and trying to make a name for us out here.
Great.
And Jim's actually out of Washington State, so that's a little bit about the company.
All right, so what specifically do you do?
So what I do is I work with intelligent, responsible people in long-term planning and the correlation of all their assets. So it's very all-encompassing, it's comprehensive planning, and I like to focus on tax-free options. So options that maybe have some upside in the market with little downside, little risk, some more conservative investments, and that can avoid the IRS deciding how much they want to tax our clients later on. So that's one of the bigger deals. Yeah.
All right, so no, you're not the only person in the United States that does this stuff. So why should somebody connect with you and with Retirement Nationwide?
That's a great question. So I think someone should choose me because I'm young, hungry, I'm going to go the extra mile, work the extra hour. That and I'm not the typical financial advisor, so I don't have a securities license, which means I don't get paid through assets under management. What I do is I meet with clients, get to know them first, and follow up with products later. And I never know what the product is that I'm going to help them with up front, which is something that I greatly appreciate. So I lead with a different approach than what I feel most advisors do.
It's really about service and taking care of your client.
Absolutely, Pete. Yeah.
All right, so who is your ideal client? Now, I'm an old guy. I haven't won a lottery, so I don't have this big chunk of cash to hook up with Noah and go, okay, what are we going to do with this and how can I make a little bit more? Although if I do win the lottery, I'll hook up with them. But the reality is and this is just, my dad is ringing in my ears right now, but he says, son, you got to start early. And if you start early, by the time you're ready, it can really make a difference. And to be honest, with what Brendan and I have done in our time from the 20s up until now, we're almost mid-60s, he was right. So is that, earlier is better or not?
I absolutely agree with you. I think the earlier you start, the better. And with a lot of the products that I help my clients get, it has to do with when did you start, how old are you, and how healthy are you actually comes into play too. So the healthier you are, the better you take care of yourself, and the sooner you start, the better.
You know, one thing that makes me nervous for my kids, right? I've got kids that are in their 30s. Is Social Security going to be there for them when their time comes? Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know, but I didn't question that when I was in my 30s. I knew in my heart that it was going to be there, and right now, a few years away from that, it's going to be. And no, I'm not asking you for that crystal ball either, but man, this really is a scenario where for somebody who wants to have a certain post-work life, they really need to be looking at that, about doing that themselves. And if Social Security is still there, great, but they need to concentrate on what their goals are and then how they get there.
Right, I absolutely agree, Pete. And a big thing is Social Security is there now, and I think it will be, but the bigger question is how will they fund it, right?
Right.
Who's going to pay for Social Security? How is it going to be there? Because I feel if it wasn't there, that'd be a really big problem, especially for people that aren't too financially savvy. They don't know different investment plans and things like that. And I sit down with a lot of people where they max out their 401k, but they might even do more than that and over contribute towards their match. But if they believe taxes are going to go up, then the IRS is going to take even more of that. So I help them not rediversify exactly what they have set up and just switch pockets, if you will.
You know, it's an ocean of knowledge to try to figure it out, and as an individual, man, it's tough. It's not easy. That's where you come into play, because obviously you're 24/7, 365 on the knowledge of this stuff and what's new and what's changing, and that's where somebody like you can really help somebody navigate to the best course that can do the best for them as they move toward their goals.
Absolutely, Pete. And at the very least, help them explore different options
Yeah.
that they might not have heard of before. And that's what I really love about what I do, is because most of the time when I meet with someone, even if they believe they know everything about finance, I'm usually able to contribute two new ideas that might add some value. And that's what I really like doing with my work.
All right, I'm looking out there, I'm looking at you, it's 2024, you're thinking, you know what, it is time. It's time to start the conversation at least. And I get it when you're younger, man, you got the kids, you got the house, you're trying to crank a career out, and it's crazy times. Take the time for a no pressure, no obligation, anything. Just sit down and have a conversation, ask some questions. Noah's there to give you those answers. That should be a New Year's resolution for you, to at least just have the conversation, learn some things, get the knowledge you need as you start to move forward. From a guy who did that and started that mission a while ago to the point where I am knocking on that door, I am so glad I did, because I can tell you I got plenty of friends of mine who are not in the situation that Brendan and I are in. And look, trust me, we're not millionaires or anything, but the reality is that we set ourselves up for some comfort that we were hoping to get. Noah Taylor can help make that happen as well. All right, Noah, somebody right out there, as that camera's gonna change, Winter, thank you. Somebody out there is going, all right, I gotta talk to this guy. How do they get in touch with you?
So the best way to reach me is actually my number, so my professional line. That's 763-568-6778. The second best way is my email, which is noah@retirementnationwide.com. Those are the two best ways.
Excellent. Noah Taylor, Retirement Nationwide. Start your journey towards where you'd like to be when you're ready to retire. Noah, thank you for joining. Thank you for just jumping in with both feet into the chamber. This guy is everywhere, and he is somebody that you should hook up with. Come back sometime soon and kind of tell us how the thing. Oh, I got one quick question to ask you.
Yeah.
Are taxes going to go up?
I think they are. I think we can all agree that taxes are probably going to be on the rise, and specifically marginal tax rates, so across the board. And if you're someone that also believes that, then we should definitely talk, because there's different vehicles out there that might be better worth your time contributing to, especially if you believe taxes are going to go up.
Do we know of any taxes that don't go up? I think you should probably plan on that scenario. That's one of the questions I had that I wanted to make sure I asked, and I bet you've had that question too. All right, hook them up. Get in touch with Noah Taylor from Retirement Nationwide. All right, we're taking a break, and when we come back, we're going to discover Anoka. We're going to do it right after this.